Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So I know you're going to kick off today with a song. So I am just going to give the floor to you.
Well, I'm so grateful that you're inviting your guests to kick off performatorily. So I'm going to give you my best. This will be my first ever live singing appearance.
Yay!
And this is, I recently saw this amazing postmodern bluegrass band in Phoenix called Brothers Comatose, and they're doing a cover of the Amy Winehouse cover of Valerie. So, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was really, really great. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, since you gave this wonderful performance of Valerie, then maybe you could give us a 30-second pitch or more about who you are, get people to like lean into who Carrie Sackett is.
Yeah. I am a coaching method innovator. I'm a coach trainer. I am a public speaker on the loneliness crisis. I am a New York City transplant to the desert. I am a I was a Division I collegiate swimmer who still swims, which now that makes me a desert mermaid.
That's crazy, desert mermaid. I see you in the sand.
And after all these years, I remain passionate about our human capacity to create together, to grow, to transform. So that's a short version.
That's a short version. Well, it's a great version. So you talk about people shifting mindset and you said, like, how do we get people to move from this individualistic coaching mindset to a more group-centered approach? So what are the most important or prominent challenges coaches face in making this transition, and how can they overcome them?
Yeah, that's a really important question. And, when we're doing group work, it's baked into the Health and Wellness Board's core competencies of group work, which they've created for groups, is you have to see and relate to the group. And for ICF, the core competencies for teamwork, you have to see and relate to the team. Well, that's hard for us because in our culture, American culture especially, Western culture in general, and now across the globe, we're not so good at seeing groups. Our culture is very individualistic, and there are very few places where we're allowed to see what is already happening all the time organically. We're always living in groups. We're always impacting on each other. The world impacts on us. Nature impacts, we impact. So the challenge is to shift, and where we can draw that from is sports teams. That's a place. Nobody thinks that the star quarterback is the only person who takes a team to victory. We all understand that there's a whole team element there. Music is another place where we see the group, the orchestra, the marching band, the chorus. If you think about a chorus even, what we're listening for in the audience is this sound that goes beyond any one person's sound. And then the final place that we are allowed to see groups is in the theater. And there's even a special word for it, the ensemble.
Yeah.
Again, nobody goes to a Broadway show and thinks that the star of the show is the only element. And in fact, in the performing arts, everybody gets listed in the credits. It's more culturally understood that everybody from the lighting designer to the ticket taker to the director to the actor, everybody is part of producing and creating that experience. So when we're in it, we're there, we see it, and we're even part of the group ourselves, as in the stadium or in the theater. But the second we walk out, we are back in rugged individual land, the me land, the, oh, I have to pull myself up by my bootstraps. This is my problem. That's our culture. So the way for us as coaches to what I call expand our lens out, when you're never going to get rid of a me lens, there's very helpful things about it. So I'm not saying we throw it out, but we need more tools to do group work. So we want to expand that lens to a we lens, and you can do that experientially. Can't just learn it cognitively. So when I train coaches, we go through all kinds of exercises and simulations to help coaches broaden that lens, to do something. We have to do things that break us out of what we know how to do. That's how you make the shift.
No, that makes a lot of sense, because I started from a group coaching perspective, right? I live in the space of agility and dealing with teams,
yes,
right? And so simulations are really important to help people understand how to think and work differently, and to really build up those muscles, right? Because it's not just a cognitive exercise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So thanks for sharing that. That's really good. But also it's trying to like break free from those traditional models, right? So many coaching tools, they're designed really for individual development rather than group dynamics. ICF, for example, started that way until they recently introduced, the advanced coaching or advanced certified team coach practice.
My definition of coaching is helping people achieve their level of awesomeness.
I'm coaching from the desert.